Conversations with God, Book 1, Chapter 2. Do wilt show me the path of life, and thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Blah 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 blah. I've searched for the path to God all my life. I know you have. And now I've found it and I can't believe it. It feels like I'm sitting here writing this to myself. You are. That does not seem like what a communication with God would feel like. You wanna bells and whistles? I'll see what I can arrange. You know, don't you, that there are those who you call this entire book a blasphemy, especially if you keep showing up as such a wise guy. Let me explain something to you. You have this idea that God shows up in only one way in life. That's a very dangerous idea. It stops you from seeing God all over. If you think God looks only one way or sounds only one way or is only one way, you are going to look right past me night and day. You'll spend your whole life looking for God and not finding her because you are looking for Him. I use this as an example. It has been said that if you don't see God in the profane and the profound, you are missing half the story. That's a great truth. God is in the sadness and the laughter, and the bitter and the sweet. I don't buy that. I don't believe. There's a divine purpose. This is not divine. This is satanic behind everything, and therefore a divine presence in everything. A divine presence, but not a satanic one. Satanic. I once began writing a book called God is a Salami Sandwich. That would have been a very good book. I gave you the inspiration. Why did you not write it? It felt like blasphemy, or at the very least horribly irreverent. You mean wonderfully irrelevant? What gave you the idea that God is only reverent? God is the up and the down, the hot and the cold, the left and the right, the reverent and the irreverent. Think you that God cannot laugh? Do you imagine that God does not enjoy a good joke? Is it your knowing that God is without humor? I tell you, God invented humor. Must you speak in hushed tones when you speak to me? Are slangy words or tough language outside my ken? I tell you, you can speak to me as you would speak with your best friend. Do you think there's a word I have not heard, a sight I have not seen, a sound I do not know? Is it your thought that I despise some of these while I love the others? I tell you, I despise nothing. None of it is repulsive to me. It is life, and life is the gift, the unspeakable treasure, the holy of holies. Yeah, maybe there's a point here when you see things through another perspective, you see things through another angle, outside of these dramas that we live here, that we see around our eyes, and then we start to think, to see things through another perspective. Then finally we come to understand that all this that you are playing here is a game, a bad game. I would say a bad game. I would say not a very pleasant one. There are pleasantness here. There are heaven. There are beauty. There are goodness. There is, but not for everybody. Unfortunately, not for everybody to enjoy all this. Do you think there's a word I have not heard, a sight I have not seen, a sound I did not know? Is it your thought that I despise some of this while I love the others? I tell you, I despise nothing. None of it is repulsive to me. It's life. And life is the gift, the unspeakable treasure, the holy of holies. I am life, for I am the stuff life. The stuff life is. It is every aspect has a divine purpose. Nothing exists, nothing without a reason understood and approved by God. So this God, I don't know what to say. This is not as people thought it is. It's not the only the good thing sees, the bad. In some religions, they know it already. So it's a satanic God to me. I'm sorry to say it, but that's true. I know that when you look at through another perspective, but the question is, why should it exist in the first place? Why should evil exist in the first place? Why should all this happen in unprecedented discomfort, pain, misery, tragedy? Why? I know that we are in a contrast world. I know that we are in a bipolar reality. However, it still does not justify what's going on around us. It doesn't. A God that is bipolar, schizophrenic, I don't accept. I'm sorry. I know that the perspective I'm seeing through another angle, another perspective. I'm seeing through the filter of my understanding and my wish, how I wish it were. How can this be? What of the evil which has been created by man? You cannot create a thing, not a thought, an object, an event, no experience of any kind which is outside of God's plan. Exactly how I knew it. And there comes what? Comes the configuration, comes the script, the made up script. That's why I'm right. I'm right. When I talk, I'm right. Because I feel, I perceive, I see through the veil. I see things that people don't see. I know it as you feel it is. For God's plan is for you to create anything, everything, whatever you want. In such freedom lies the experience of God being God. And this is the experience for which I created you and life itself. No, you create something distorted. You create something profane, evil, shameful. I don't think that you are God. You are just a reptilian or a Draco being. Okay? And when you came here to this place, there were already life created by the cosmos, which I see as my God, and not you. Okay, sir? Thus, no, you are not God to me. I'm so sorry, but hey, I'm all alone. Don't worry, because if I do worship you, I do acknowledge you or not, don't worry. Nothing for you. I'm just a fly that can smash any time, or just play with it. See it is suffering every day. Because there are others herds there following you, worship you, and just praise your sake. Evil is that which you call evil, yet even that I love. Of course! Oh, why shouldn't I not know it? You love all this. You love the profane. You love the evil. You love the dirt. You love all that is not good, all that is satanic, simply because you are the devil. Am I right? Bingo! So, now you know, fanatics, religionists, now you know. Now I'm telling you, because if I'm telling, I wish I could, and I will show you that what I'm telling you is true here, because you may say, you may think, because there's a lot of paranoid out there who doesn't believe my word. That's okay, I don't care a damn. But I'm gonna take a screenshot of this book, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay, I'm gonna post it here for you to see. I'm gonna show that I'm not telling lies. I don't like lies. Lies not my middle name. I'm a very sincere, very upfront person, very honest, very spontaneous. Evil is that which you call evil. Yet even that I love it, for it is only through that which you call evil that you can know good. No, I don't need that. This is what you say. This is what you made up. But no, I don't need to know good, evil to know good. In the beginning, there were only good and nirvana. You created the evil because you wanna drama. You wanna laugh at the expense of the idiots here, the fools here, isn't it? Only through that which you call the work of the devil that you can know. Look at here, and I'm going to take a screenshot to prove that I'm telling the truth. I'm not make up any story. I'm not a lie. And Neil Donald know that. He knows. Even he's not Gaga yet. He knows that he really received this message from this being, alien Draco being who could be in Kaya. You can know and do the work of God. So evil is that which you call evil, yet that I love. For it's only through that which you call evil that you can know good. Only through that which you call the work of the devil that you can know and do the work of God. Yeah, I don't need that. No, I prefer not to do the work of God than to do the work of God experiencing evil. I do not love hot more than I love cold, high more than low, left more than right. It's all relative. It's all part of what is. I do not love good more than I love bad. Hitler went to heaven. Oh, good gracious me. Good for you, fanatics religionists. Look at your God. Talking, this pray to you, show to you who he really is. Nice, isn't it? For your face. How shameful. I would be so embarrassed. I do not love good more than I love bad. Hitler went to heaven. When you understand this, you will understand God. But I have been raised to believe that God and bad do exist. But I have been raised to believe that good and bad do exist. That right and wrong are opposed. That some things are not okay, not alright, not accepted in the sight of God. Exactly. You know who's telling you this? Your soul, the original soul of this cosmos. The rest are all aliens devices, all aliens made up. And the worst part is there are anunakis here pulling their thread, pull their sack, pull their balls, pull their teeth. Everything is acceptable in the sight of God. Oh, go around, do crime. So why should you have even police station? For why? Why should you have court of laws for? Before this statement, why should we even care for law? So go around, do things with your own hands, and do justice, especially so with your own hands. If that's the case, God, between parentheses, everything is acceptable in the sight of God. For how can God not accept that which He is? To reject the thing is to deny that it exists. To say that it's not okay is to say that it's not a part of me. Yeah, part of you, but that's the evil, not the good, and that is impossible. Yet hold to your beliefs and stay true to your values. Of course, because this was the primordial values that we had, qualities that our ancestors, at least my ancestors, had. For these are the values of your parents, of your parents, of your friends, and of your society. You came here to pollute all our values, Dracos. You came here to pollute all our values, Dracos. They form the structure of your life, and to lose them would be to unravel the fabric of your experience. Exactly. Good for you that you know, hey? Still, examine them one by one. Review them piece by piece. Do not dismantle the house, but look at each brick and replace those which appear broken, which no longer support the structure. Yeah, the structure which you want to destroy. You want to do away with this structure that was constructed by our ancestors here on earth. You want to demolish it. You want to ruin it. Do you understand? You can fool the idiots here, the fanatics, the sickos, the empathic ones. There are even some in Brazil, who call the medium and all throughout the world, who is offering apologies for all the trouble that we are having right now, all the planetary tragedies, like people being buried in rubble, seeing their slum being another thing. They only target more the poor than the rich. Do you know that? All those nonsense news that the rich are suffering, all this is a lie, a false flags. They are targeting more the poor ones. Yes. Believe if you will, if you don't will, I don't know. I'll go to hell, I don't care, because I'm that spontaneous and blunt. Like me the way I am, I don't care either way. Some idiots in Brazil is actually justifying all these things, like the pandemics, people die. They are saying because this is karmic, because the people deserves, and it's not just Brazil who subscribe for this nonsense, for this absurdity, because it's absurdity. When you do that, you are actually laughing and making fun of other people's misery in this planet. You have no heart. You are the advocate of the devil. You are satanic. You are the seed of the evil, in the name of the stupid dogmas and stupid false spirituality. That's why I am here. I'm here yet, hanging by a thread, to tell you this, to warn you, to wake you up, because I don't think there's people like me here. And I'll do anything. Nobody will stop me. Even after death, my spirit will come back. Mark my word. That's how terrible I am, how strong and warrior I am. Even after death, I will come back. I promise, and I will. They will never stop me. Oh, they won't. They won't. They will have to finish up my consciousness here, and I will dead them. They don't know who I am, man. They don't. I will confront them. I will challenge them one by one. Your ideas about right and wrong, the more they give me crap, beta medication to swallow, the more I will sweeten up. And I will use that as my own nourishment. You'll see, devils. You'll see. You are playing, you are fighting the wrong thing. I'm not just this bad, I tell you. I'm not this mad, I'm not this bad. What I am is more than that. I didn't come here for nothing. I did not conquer death since young. I went into coma. I came out from the ashes. I was already, when I went to hospital, I was already seen as a dead. I was put there on the mortuary. When I look around me, I saw all dead body. They put me in a dark, mortuary, cold room. I swear by God, I was just a 7-year-old. When I woke up in that bed, that wheel bed, I don't know, I forgot the name in English. Unfortunately, I forgot because I don't care about this. I hate hospital. I hate doctors. Tell the truth, and I hate medication. So I woke up there in that room, and when I look around, I was surrounded by dead body wrapped in this trolley, the trolley bed. And then what I say, what I I didn't say anything. What I did, I was dying of pain, and I was bleeding. And then I make my way. I don't know how I did that. A skinny girl, around 20 kg, 7-year-old. No, I was 18 kg, I guess. So skinny and small, very shorty, like 1.35, something like that. All I know is that I I made my way. I don't know how I did that. I went down. I pushed the trolley. Then I climb up again. I pushed the trolley to the wall, and if you don't help of the walls, look at how clever I was. I used my way. I opened up the door, the mortuary door, and I went to the corridor. And I went to the corridor. I looked downstairs. I went on the 8th floor, and nobody was there. It was 1973. There's no camera, nothing around. When they found me, I was in the corridor. What are these guys doing here? Straight away sent me to the surgery room. They will see how terrible I was when they give me the sedative, the general anesthesia. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. You give me that to sleep, isn't it? I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. But before I knew, I fainted. I woke up already. I don't know when. It was 1 week maybe. I went into coma because it was a very sensitive, a very dangerous peritonitis operation, and a little girl. It's very dangerous. So I went into coma, maybe because of the anesthesia and allergies to drugs. So I made it. I showed them. They wanted to kill me because before that I saw a being all in a hood under my back wall below the guava tree, looking at me. It was already the twin light, and I was on the terrace, and I was on the veranda of the house near the garden. I could see through a corridor. I could see the guava tree, and it was right there, the being all in black looking at me. And I was like, what is it being one? And soon later I felt very, very, very sick, vomiting, fever. But I didn't want to tell my mother, so I keep quiet. But my mother knew that something was wrong with me, because I wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, and I was just stay there sitting down quiet. And when they take me to hospital, I was already too sick. I went all purple because the same entities was attacking me. And so I went there. I fainted. My mother sent me straight away to hospital. I know my mother's difficulty. She was a divorcee and very difficult to raise all her kids, I understood. And my mother had to borrow money from the neighbors to take me to hospital. But I made it. Would do away with me, but they didn't succeed. So only you can know if you are happy. Only you can say of your life. So that's why you cannot rely on these beings. If you want favor from them, you have to give something in return. It's not for free. They don't give anything for free. So basically you are here all alone. You have to rely totally on yourself, especially so when you lose your family, you lose your loved ones. And when I say family, I'm not talking about a cursed evil sons or daughter. I'm talking about a good mother, sisters, etc. That's what my family consisted, and not some evil daughters or son. I don't consider these people my family, and neither I consider spouse. Spouse, ex-spouse, that is trash. These people are from the devil. They're not even humans. So there would be only one reason to change your ideas about right and wrong are just that ideas. Dismantle the house, but look at each brick and replace those which appear broken, which no longer support the structure. Your ideas about right and wrong are just that, ideas. They are the thoughts which form the shape and create the substance of who you are. There would be only one reason to change any of this, only one purpose and make an alteration. If you are not happy with who you are, only you can know if you are happy. Only you can say of your life. Doesn't depend on you, accursed the devil. It doesn't depend on us. Okay? It doesn't depend on how you do everything that you can to destroy your happiness. They don't like to see anybody happy. This accursed devil. This is my creation, son. Go to hell for creation, in which I am well pleased. Bull crap, man. Don't go talk nonsense to your devils here, your seed from hell. If your values serve you, hold to them, argue for them, fight to defend them. Exactly. But not at the expense of other people, not before injustice towards other people. What's the point of me to say that I am a religious person if all I do to others is injustice? I live among religious people and I know who they are. They are true devil disguised. They are selfish, they are self-centered, they are cunning. They even join in a gang against one sole person. They are so coward, so full of themselves. They think only them deserve to stay in this planet. That only them are superior to others. And for them, all what matters is money, and power. And to abuse other people who they see as their subject. Well, they think, and when we fight back, they think that we are defiant, that we are disobedient, that we are troublemakers. That's what the violence do, and the violence is not just the government who you all judge. No, the violence are among you. The violence are those close to you, not close that you are living together. Okay, those are the violent one. Could be your enemy. Your enemy is inside the house where you live. I'm not talking about your mother, I'm not talking about your father, about your sister. I don't want to break family. For me, the true families are my parents. I don't consider sons or daughter my family. Especially when they are evil. I don't like evil people because I was never like that toward my mom. I've always been helping my mother whatever I could. Since I was young, I was always there for her and she for me. We give and take in a mutual loving, unconditional relationship. That was my soulmate. That was my family, and not some evil sons and daughters. Especially so the evil seedy planter that was the father. No, they aren't. They are enemies. The devil, when you are okay, they take you from your place, and the devil take you from your soul mates, your soul family, in this case my mother, to place you together with evil people, to harm you and give you trouble. Since they couldn't kill you back then when you was just a child, they will give you misery until you grow up. They will arrange it to make you having a relationship with an evil person, enemy. Those are your enemy. Only you can know if you are happy. Only you can say of your life, this is my creation in which I am well pleased. Yeah, you are well pleased, man, because I do care. You are there drinking a beer, taking your caipirinha, drinking your colada, pina colada, huh? Eating your human churrasco, your human kebabs, your baby kebab. Why you care? What do you care about others? I'm here to confront you and challenge all of you, you know. Yet, so if your values serve you, hold to them, hard for them, fight to defend them. Like me, until the end, even after death, I'm still gonna be fighting the other side. Just mark my words. If you keep my being is still alive, and you will, because you don't have power over me, I'm gonna show you on the other side. You're gonna see. Yet seek to fight in a way which harms no one. Harm is not a necessary gradient in healing. So why you do? Why you do? There comes the dichotomy. Sit down, because there comes dichotomy. Why he says the good and evil, he's pleased with it. He invented it, etc. Duality, and yet he says fight in a way that harms no one. Telling our truth is not harming anyone. It's our cosmic rights expression. Is our cosmic right expression. How you choose to feel about that is your problem. I have no responsibility towards how you feel about it. It's your problem. You need to accept things and not be a dictator and a communist. You say hold to your values. At the same time, you say our values are all wrong. Help me. Of course, these are satanic. You know, satanic. I deal with this kind of people here. These are psychopaths, satanic psychopaths, good Virgo men. At least only I, Virgo, have all the courage and the capacity, the intelligence, profound spiritual intelligence to speak up the truth. Bravo. Tell him, Harry. Tell it right. Don't be afraid. Don't even care to die. Die, so what? I have not said your values are wrong. You said, but neither are they right. Neither are yours. They are simply judgments. So are yours. And you will judge these hearts when they die. And you will send them to hell because I feel it. Assessments, decisions, for the most part, they are decisions made not by you, but by someone else. Your parents. There go the devil talk about my parents. My parents better than you. They are my soulmate, not you. I love my parents. I'm grateful to my parents, not a fake God like you. Your parents, perhaps. Your religion. Yeah, let's talk about religion. He invented it. Liar. Your teachers. Yeah, blame the teachers too. Blame the teachers. Historians. Politicians. Even the politicians. Blame even the politicians for their own decisions. That's how cunning and how psychopath your gods are. And that's the gods you worship and you don't know. And yet they themselves talk about religion when they themselves invented your religion that you are following. Understand? So your parents, perhaps your religion, your teachers, historians, politicians, very few of the value judgments you have incorporated into your truth are judgments you yourself have made based on your own experience. So all blame the people. Blame your parents, blame the religion, blame your teachers, blame historians, blame politicians, blame the elite, except themselves. Saying there's a quake. They themselves told me, in 2021, August 2021, that they will cause a lot of trouble. They will destroy building through fire and water. And yet what? Blame the HARP, blame the militia, the USA. It's the USA, the big devil, the USA, America. North America is the big devil. You understand? Oh, so America and USA has more power than these beings now. It's all about intelligence, and the logics. It makes sense. Okay, pass. No makes sense. Discard, throw up, vomit, scratch, throw it out. Very few of the value judgments you have incorporated into your truths are judgments you yourself have made based on your own experience. Yet experience is what you came here for, and out of your experience were you to create yourself. You have created yourself out of the experience of others. My one was, okay, I love my parents, so what? I would have another life with my mama. So I leave my mama. I want her to me. If there were such thing as sin, this would be to allow yourself to become what you are because of the experience of others. My shit, man, I cannot stand this psychopath devils. True psychopath. Oh, my cat here. Oh my gosh. Where's my mouse goes to? Oh, here. My Blackie, darling Blackie. Okay. Let's continue. So he's now blaming the others, because the psychopath like this. Anything that they do, don't blame them, blame others. Always others is to blame. And out of experience, were you to create yourself. You have created yourself out of experience of others. If there was such a thing as a sin, this would be it, to allow yourself to become what you are because of the experience of others. He said that you sin because of others, because others tell you to sin. This is the sin you have committed, all of you. You do not wait your own experience. See? You accept the experience of others as gospel, literally, and then when you encounter the actual experience for the first time, you overlay what you think you already know onto the encounter. If you did not do this, you might have a wholly different experience, one that might render your original teacher or source wrong. In most cases, you don't want to make your parents, your schools, your religions, your traditions, your holy scripture wrong. So you deny your own experience in favor of what you have been told to think. You see how the devil work to make up others' mind? They psycho other people. They put into your mind things. They thwart the truth. They distort the truth. Now, where can this be profoundly illustrated then in your treatment of human sexuality? To hell with you and sexuality. I wish I could say a bad word here. FKU. Everyone knows that the sexual experience can be the single most love. Go to hell if it this la. Nobody eats sex la. Only the rubbish people eat sex, love eat sex, and I eat sex. I don't eat sex. I don't live by sex. Sex doesn't feed anybody. The single most loving, most exciting, most powerful, most accelerated for you, devil, because they are sucking straw while the idiots are there having orgasm. They are sucking your energy through straw. It's true, literally wise. They are sucking energy through a straw. They love the orgasm because they collect energy from you, and they just go there, for porno site, go there to cabaret, pick up ladies who work at night as a sex worker, and just about any other vampire or any other woman or man they can catch for the night, because they are feeding those beings. When you got involved in this sexual activity at the point of becoming addicted to it, you are feeding your devils. You are feeding those beings. Everyone knows that the sexual experience can be the single most loving, most exciting, most powerful, most exhilarating, most renewing, most energizing, most affirming, most intimate, most uniting, most recreative physical experience of which humans are capable. And another thing that I want to talk about, sexuality versus kidney, because the kidney represents the lower chakras, and so does sex, right? When either you don't feel like having sex, you close the chakra, and you don't feel like having sex anymore, because for you that doesn't matter anymore. Something like so modern, so dirty, and so dense. Okay, this chakra will attack your kidney. They become like how to say, they become deficient of key or energy if you stop having sex altogether, or if you uh you engage in too much sexual activity, especially so juice without commitment, outside of commitment, and outside of respect, and outside of responsibility. So it will attack your kidney. So that's what also affects your kidney: lack or too much sex, or lack of sex or too much orgasm. Either it will dry up your kidney. In the case of lack of sex, you're gonna inflame your kidney, and it's swollen up. Of course, the medical team will say, "Oh, that's gibberish, that's rubbish." Yeah, okay, I respect their point of view. They have their own perspective on this, because after all, that's their profession. I respect that. You should respect, right? But in the etherical world and the etherical arena, that's the case. If you stop sex altogether and you block your lower chakras, you're gonna have problem in the kidneys. One of them will become affected, either by too much orgasm or lack of it. And let it be, because I don't feel like it. So why should I force myself? Why should I? So, and how about the saints, all the people who become a notch, or they were how to say that, people who into religions at the point of become like Buddhists, and nuns and priests. All of them abstain from sex, right? So, but we don't know what they do in between four walls. Anyway, we don't know, so nobody knows, right? But that's what I found out about kidney deficiency and lower chakras, the root brown chakra, and sexuality. So most are female. Everyone knows that sexual experience can be the single most loving, most exciting, most powerful, most exhilarating, most renewing, most energizing, most affirming, most intimate, most uniting, most recreative physical experience of which humans are capable. Having discovered this experientially, you have chosen to accept instead the prior judgments, opinions, and ideas about sex promulgated by others. No, I rather follow others. Let me follow. You know why I say that? Because before, humans had no sex. We were asexual. We were not even androgynous. This came later. Before that, we were asexual beings. We had no sex. We didn't need that. Those beings, they who planted these damned chakras, root chakras, between the kidneys, to make you to mess with your prostate and tingle your prostate, then you wanna now sex. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Juicy D, homosexuality. I'm not here doing lobby against it. It's up to you. It's your life. You want to do whatever you want to do with your body. Go ahead, do it. I'm just tell the truth that I know and I must be told. So the mess with your prostate and the mess with the anus of the woman who is linked also with the G spot there, because I'm a Mary of all trades. I'm a Mary of know all. I'm a encyclopedia. I know a bit about biology. I know a bit about I'm almost in geography, history, metaphysics. So what happened is that they will mess with your G spot there on the human. It's also moved by hormonal changes, and the men, they will mess more with their prostate. Okay, so this two energy goes from the penis to the prostate. That's why men feel a ticklish. Don't tell me that you don't feel, because I know you feel. You feel a bit ticklish on your anus, and then you feel a bit ticklish. That sensation, sexual sensation, right? Then you want this kind of sex. How to do? Then you go about. But how I go about and stop that is go jogging, go plant, go jogging. Put your mind to something else, and this sensation will go away. Because this is a cursed thing. It's not good. I mean, if you want to do, go ahead. But to me, it's not good. This comes from the devil. So about sex promulgated by others, all of whom are vested interest in how you think. Every Friday, devils and other satanic ones join together underneath the ground to have all kind of death sexual activities. Oh my God! You say that? Yeah, I'm safe. Shh. Don't say it. But, well, truth is truth. These opinions, judgment, and ideas have run directly contradictory to your own experience. Yet, because you are loath to make your teachers wrong, you convince yourself it must be your experience that is wrong. The result is that you have betrayed your true truth about this subject, with devastating results. See that? That means if you don't follow your experience, what your backside feel in sensation, then the result will be devastating. Okay, all the bad things that you have, the feelings they want you to do. You feel like kill, like a psychopath, go there and kill. You feel like you want to play with your very ego, then play. You understand? You want to play with whatever, if it's sex, multiple partners, go ahead. But damn it you if you do. And I would rather not do at all, and I be damned than do, and I be damned nevertheless. So these opinions, judgments, and ideas have run directly contradictory to your own experience. Yet because you are lost to make your teachers wrong, you convince yourself it must be your own experience that is wrong. The result is that you have betrayed your true truth about the subject with devastating results. We are from a planet that is beyond this universe, and we are here to tell the truth. We are against those who changed this universe. And every time that they give me something, one part of my soul get out and another one walk in, come in. And I feel that more information come, and the more angry I become. And they will not stop me. So betray your truth. So you convince yourself it must be your experience that's wrong. The result is that you have betrayed your true truth about the subject with devastating results. Every bad experiences that you go through, you die and you become alive again. And if that new walk-ins come in, a part of you, another layers of you come in and take over. So we are never the same always, okay? But you don't have to, when I say never the same, doesn't mean that you have to be stupid and go around do wrong things, sin and crimes. No, you don't have to do that. Try not to do, okay? Try to stop, lay down and take a big breath before you do stupid things in life. You have done the same thing with money. Every time in your life that you have had lots and lots of money, you have felt great. You felt great receiving it and you felt great spending it. Yeah, and that's why you take it away from us, because you are glad. We are glad you can make things happening with money. But you take away from certain people because you think that we don't deserve it. Not because we say that we don't deserve it. Much of the contrary. But you want us to be needy. Needy. There was nothing bad about it. Nothing evil. Nothing inherently wrong. Yet you have so deeply ingrained within you the teachings of fathers on this subject that you have rejected your experience in favor of truth. Have you adopted these truths as your own? You have formed thoughts around it, thoughts which are creative. You have thus created a personal reality around money which pushes it away from you. For why would you seek to attract that which is not good? Amazingly, you have created the same contradiction around God. Everything your heart experiences about God tells you that God is good. Everything your teachers teach you about God tells you God is bad. No, you yourself tell that you are bad. If your only word is you deliver yourself, you express yourself. Your heart tells you God is to be loved without fear. Your teachers tell you God is to be feared, for He is vengeful God. You are to live in fear of God's wrath, they say. You are to tremble in His presence. Your whole life through you are to fear the judgment of the Lord. For the Lord is just, you are told. And God knows you will be in trouble when you confront the terrible justice of the Lord. You are, therefore, to be obedient to God's commands, or else. Above all, you are not to ask such logical questions as if God wanted strict obedience to His laws. Why did He create the person? Above all, you are not to ask some logical questions as if God wanted strict obedience to His laws. Why did He create the possibility of those laws being violated? Your teachers tell you because God wanted you to have free choice. Yet, what kind of free choice is free when to choose one thing over the other brings condemnation? How is free will free when it's not your will, but someone else's, which must be done? Those who teach you this would make a hypocrite of God. You are told that God's forgiveness, sin, and compassion. You are told that God is forgiveness, sin, and compassion, yet if you do not ask for His forgiveness in the right way, if you do not come to God properly, your plea will not be heard. Your cry will go unheeded. Even this would not be so bad if there were only one proper way. But there are many proper ways being taught as there are teachers to teach them. Most of you, therefore, spend the bulk of your adult life searching for the right way to worship, to obey, and to serve God. The irony of all this is that I do not want your worship. I do not need your obedience. It's not necessary for you to serve me. Of course not. I'm sorry to say that. And I'm very glad and pleased that you acknowledge that well, you are not maybe worth of it because you have invaded this planet and this universe. So yeah, it's right what we were talking here, because this universe was free before you Anunnakis came in. This universe was free. So it just is just and fair that you say that, and you remove all claims that you are worth of something that we aren't. So thank you for that. Thank you to be honest, and thank you to acknowledge that most of you therefore spend the bulk of your adult life searching for the right way to worship, to obey, and to serve God. The irony of all this is that I do not want your worship, I do not need your obedience, much less your rituals, your sacrifices, and if it's not necessary for you to serve me, and it's me who are adding to the word, say that it does not need your sacrifices and your rituals. It's not written here, but it's me who are saying. These behaviors are the behaviors historically demanded of their subjects by monarchs, usually egomaniacal, insecure, tyrannical monarchs at that. They are not godly demands in any sense, and it seems remarkable that the world has by now concluded that the demands are counterfeit, having nothing to do with the needs or desires of deities. Good, very good. Exactly what I thought, exactly what I feel. Deity has no needs, or that is exactly that. All there is therefore wants or lacks nothing by definition. If you choose to believe in a God who somehow needs something and has such horrid feelings if he doesn't get it, that he punishes those from whom he expected to receive it, then you choose to believe in a God much smaller than I. You're truly a children of a lesser God. No, my children, please let me assure you again, through this writing, that I am without needs, I require nothing. This does not mean I am without desires. Desires and needs are not the same thing, although many of you have made them so in your present lifetime. Desire is the beginning of all creation. It is first thought, is a grand feeling within the soul. It is God choosing what next to create. And what is God's desire? I desire first to know and experience myself in all of my glory, to know who I am before I invented you and all the worlds of the universe. It was impossible for me to do so. Second, I desire that you shall know and experience who you really are through the power I have given you to create and experience yourself in whatever way you choose. Third, I desire for the whole life process to be an experience of constant joy, continuous creation, never-ending expansion, and total fulfillment in each moment of it now. I have established a perfect system whereby these desires may be realized. They are being realized now in this very moment. The only difference between you and me is that I know this, but why cause us not to know? In the moment of your total knowing, which moment could come upon you at any time, you too will feel as I do always, totally joyful, loving, accepting, blessing, and grateful. Yeah, depending on the circumstances here in this planet, it's almost like impossible for us to feel all those things. These are the 5 attitudes of God, and before we are through with this dialogue, I will show you how the application of these attitudes in your life now can and will bring you to godliness. All of this is a very long answer to a very short question. Yes, hold to your values so long as you experience that they serve you. Yet look to see whether the values you serve with your thoughts, words, and actions Bring to the space of your experience see the highest and best idea you ever had about you. Examine your values one by one. Hold them up to the light of public scrutiny. If you can tell the world who you are and what you believe without breaking stride or hesitation, you are happy with yourself. There is no reason to continue much further in this dialogue with me, because you have created a self and a life for the self which needs no improvement. You have reached perfection. Put the book down. My life is not perfect, nor is it close to being perfect. I am not perfect. I am in fact a bundle of imperfections. I wish with all my heart that I could correct this imperfection, that I knew what causes my behaviors, what sets up my downfalls, what keeps getting in my way. That's why I've come to you, I guess. I haven't been able to find the answers on my own. I'm glad you came. I have always been here to help you. I'm here now. You don't have to find the answers on your own. You never had to. Yet it seems so presumptuous to simply sit down and dialogue with you this way, much less to imagine that you, God, are responding. I mean, this is crazy. I see the authors of the Bible were all sane, but you are crazy. The Bible writers were witnesses to the life of Christ and faithfully recorded what they heard and saw. Correction: most of the New Testament writers never met or saw Jesus in their lives. They lived many years after Jesus left the earth. They wouldn't have known Jesus of Nazareth if they walked into him on the street. But the Bible writers were great believers and great historians. They took the stories which had been passed down to them and to their friends by others, elders, from elder to elder, until finally a written record was made. And not everything of the Bible authors was included in the final document. Already charges had sprung up around the teachings of Jesus, and as it happened whenever and wherever people gathered in groups around a powerful idea, there were certain individuals within these churches or enclaves who determined what parts of the Jesus story were going to be told and how. This process of selection and addition continued throughout the gathering, writing, publishing of the Gospels and the Bible. Even several centuries of the original scriptures were committed to writing. A high council of the church determined yet one more time which doctrines and truths were to be included in the then official Bible, and which would be unhealthy or premature to reveal to the masses. And there have been other holy scriptures as well, each placed in the right and moments of inspiration by otherwise ordinary man, none of whom were any more crazy than you. Are you suggesting you are not suggesting, are you, that these writings might one day become holy scriptures? My child, everything in life is holy. By that measure, yes, these are holy writings, but I will not quibble with you over words, because I know what you mean. No, I do not suggest that this manuscript will one day become holy scripture. At least not for several hundred years, until the language becomes outmoded. You see, the problem is that the language here is too colloquial, too conventional, too contemporary. People assume that if God were to talk directly with you, God would not sound like the fella next door. There should be some unifying, if not to say defying structure to the language. Some dignity, some sense of godliness. As I said earlier, that's part of the problem. The people have a sense of God as showing up in only one form. Anything which violates that form is seen as blasphemy. As I said earlier. As you said earlier. But let's dive to the heart of your question. Why do you think it is crazy for you to be able to have a dialogue with God? Do you not believe in prayer? Yes, but that's different. Prayer for me has always been one way. I ask and God remains unmutable. God has never answered a prayer. Oh yes, but never verbally, you see. Oh, I have had all kinds of things happen in my life that I was convinced were an answer, a very direct answer to prayer. But God has never spoken to me. I see. So this God is which you believe, this God can do anything. It just cannot speak. Of course God can speak if God wants to. It just doesn't seem probable that God would want to speak to me. This is the root of every problem you experience in your life, for you do not consider yourself worthy enough to be spoken to by God. Good heavens, how can you ever expect to hear my voice if you don't imagine yourself to be deserving enough to even be spoken to? I tell you this, I am performing a miracle right now. For not only I am speaking to you, but to every person who has picked up this book and is reading, or in this case, listen to these words. To each of them, and I'm now speaking, I know who every one of them is. I know now who will find their way to these words. And I know that just as with all my other communications, some will be able to hear, and some will be able to only listen, but will hear nothing. Well, that brings up another thing. I'm already thinking of publishing this material even now as it's being written. Yes, what's wrong with that? Can't it be argued that I'm creating this whole thing for profit? Does it that render the whole thing suspect? Is it your motive to write something so that you can make a lot of money? Many people do, especially here online. No, that's not what I started this. I began this dialogue on paper because my mind has been plagued with questions for 30 years. Questions I've been hungry, starving to have answered. The idea that I would have all this made into a book came later from me. From you? Yes, you don't think I was going to let you waste all these marvelous questions and answers, do you? I hadn't thought about that at the outset. I just wanted the questions answered, the frustration to end, the search to be over. Good, so stop questioning your motives. You do it incessantly, and let's get on with it. Well, that's for now for chapter 2.